Welcome to our dining room table. This is where Tom and I spend multiple hours a day, probably, right? Quite a few hours a week. It's kind of become our office and our workstation and where we get a lot of stuff done.
And you may ask yourself, is it really super efficient, both of you working side by side at your kitchen table with 4 kids?
No, it is not.
It is not.
Yeah, especially when one of us likes to visit and the other one doesn't. And
Dawn's the one who doesn't like to visit. She's all chatty when the camera turns on, but when the camera's off, it's like pulling teeth.
But there have been some big aha moments around this table lately, and it has to do with our organizing styles. So we're going to talk about how we've come to appreciate each other's organizing styles, where we each make concessions and let things go, and where we hold the line.
Wait. Are you saying that you let things go currently?
Yes, I am saying that. Well, we're super excited because this is part of a collaboration with Cass from Clutterbug, talking about our different organizing styles.
I'm kind of thinking you're a little too close to my stuff right now.
I know. All right, so Tom's a cricket, I'm a ladybug. We're going to talk about that today. But just in case you didn't know, Cass's show Hot Mess House premieres tonight on HGTV, so we'll put those details down below. We are excited to check it out because, I mean, she's really helping people go from cluttered, messy to neat and organized.
And I think it's filmed in 24 hours, isn't it? Isn't it only like a day?
Well, so she only has a day when she helps them declutter. She has to declutter their whole space in a day. And so that's been fun to learn some of her tips when it comes to decluttering. But I think what I appreciate is that Cass doesn't put everybody into the same organizing category. But here's what's been cool. So I hated organizing. I did not like people that organized. And it's really been this past year that I've gotten to know Cass better and how she doesn't clump everyone together when it comes to organizing. I've come to appreciate the different organizing styles. And when you learn your style, which she has a quiz you can take, it's so easy to organize your house. I feel successful, but you still have to rectify that if other people in your household organize a little differently than you. It does help you appreciate that. Anyways, so what's been enlightening is that I've known for a while that I'm a ladybug, but I didn't quite know what Tom was. I knew he likes micro-organizing.
She kept taking the survey for me and she's like, nope, that's not it.
But I did know this. Like I said, we work here at the table, and let's say somebody was gonna come over and I'm like, okay, Tom, we just need to get all this stuff together and get it off the table. You did
That's like causing a thunderstorm in my vacation.
Yeah. And so what I've come to learn is that Tom's a cricket. He likes micro-organization, but you like it out of sight. So we're gonna show you a few different areas of our house where we've had to make compromises on this. But crickets often pile stuff or leave it off to the side or out until they're finished with it because they want to complete their task and then they want to put it away very carefully in the right categories. Does that sum it up well?
What does your thing do? What do you do?
I'm fine.
No.
I know,
I know, she's fine just piling it all up and moving it away, and I'm like,
put it in a bin.
You don't know what any of that is, Dawn.
So you can see the tension this has caused for us. So now I know, don't touch Tom's stuff. Like, he wants to.
She still does. She absolutely still does.
He wants to, like, if we're like, people are coming over, we gotta clear off the table, he wants to be the one to do it so that he knows where it's all going, that it's getting in the right spot, that he can come back to it later and know where everything is.
And it's not a control thing for all of you who may be thinking that.
No.
It's I genuinely will not know where anything is. I'll feel like I have lost my mind if I didn't put everything in a specific place.
Right. And so now I'm understanding that. And it's helpful to know that often crickets pile until they're ready to put stuff away themselves. And because they do want it to be put away very precisely. But another thing that I thought was helpful too is that I know you love to organize and I know you love everything neat and tidy. Like, that would be your preference. always. It's out of sight, but it's like organized. So when I
and
need
if the kids were little robots and they came in and they put their things right in, that would make me so
that's
happy.
like Tom's love
I have a
language.
buddy, his name is Joe. Him and I are the same way, but somehow he got his family on board with his swing. It's like an oasis at his house.
Anyways, the other thing though about crickets that I've learned too is that because I know you like everything neat and tidy, but it's not always executed. So then I'm like, I don't get it. You like it that way. And what I've realized now too is that you'll sometimes put off organizing because you want it to be done the right way. You want to do it once, not have to come back to it again. So like our garage and sheds, we've been moving them and changing their purpose and all that. So you're kind of like, I can't, because I can't do it exactly how I want it. I'm not. Right? Is that kind of a fair assessment?
Yeah, if I have to do it multiple times, I don't want to do it.
Right.
I want to do it once and be done. And I want it to stay that way forever.
Right. And so another thing I had done recently was I had...
no, I do not have a problem. Do not comment on the
This really isn't like us versus each other. Like it really has been
we
helpful.
totally are against each other. That is
Right.
like the goal of marriage, right?
I'm trying to conform him. It's just not working.
I try to change her. She tries to change me. Somebody wins.
But the other thing I couldn't understand, again, before I understood Tom's cricket style, was that I had got him a weekly planning basket because we'd had this situation going on. He didn't really have a place to put stuff. We have like our long-term filing, but we needed a more short-term solution. And I'm like, you need a weekly planning basket, obviously, right? So I got it all for him, and like he was not setting it up and not setting it up. And now I realize that you didn't want me to do it for you. Like you wanted to do it very precisely yourself and the categories and the folders you wanted it to be. And so me pushing you and rushing you or even offering to do it for you was not actually helpful. Anyways, okay. We haven't perfectly worked all this out, as you can tell, but anyways.
But we're good.
So let's talk about laundry and open shelves in the kitchen, and then we'll give you some project updates as well. All right, let's talk about laundry. All right, now again, I'm a ladybug, so I like big bins, big broad categories, but still out of sight. And so I actually have a video called My Organized House Tour, where I take you around our entire house and show you how I organize. So let's talk just for a minute about laundry. So this is where we also don't see eye to eye, especially if you've seen my laundry system video. So let's say, oh, laundry just came out of the dryer. So what do I want to do? I want to take I want to take Tom's t-shirt bin and I want to go like this. And I'm like, done. Like, what did that take? 10 seconds?
Right, but then every time I go to put a shirt on, it's wrinkly beyond
your
belief.
undershirts. Like, who cares? It's only
Beyond belief.
His outer shirts get folded or hung up. These are undershirts. Socks, underwear, undershirts. Who cares? Like, why would we spend our time folding them? So that's how I look at it, right? So you see I've showed you bins for the kids, bins for Tom's under stuff. Like toss it in and done.
The other thing is you don't know how many you have.
Demonstrate how you would do the t-shirt.
Mind you're all gonna love this. This is the first time this
Half
is ever.
of you are gonna love this.
No, like 95%. This is the first time this has ever been seen on the Minimal Mom YouTube channel. A shirt being folded.
We're gonna do a poll right now. Will you please leave a comment? Would you toss it in a bin? Or would you neatly fold? Because I know it's not 95%. All right, so hold up your nicely, neatly folded. Did you see it's in thirds? It's not in half.
Don't touch it.
It's in thirds, it's not in half. Can you tell that on here? I can't tell. But like, that takes a lot longer, right?
But
like,
it's beautiful, Dawn.
Yeah, so we have not seen eye to eye on this.
Hold on though, we haven't seen eye to eye on this part, but I'm okay with the bins for my undershirts, my socks, my underwear. I fold everything else. And I'm okay with that. We've made our peace. We're good.
We found our compromise.
We're good. Can I have my bin back?
Yeah, he doesn't like me touching it. So like kids' socks, they each have containers they go into. We have bins for those things. Almost all of the kids' clothes we don't fold. Now that the girls are getting older, they'll fold some of their stuff. Yep. But otherwise, man, we toss it into bins and go on with our day. We hang anything that would get really wrinkly, like dress stuff, and fold up t-shirts and stuff. But like, okay, for the kids though, do you feel like the bins were...
For the kids, I think the bins are the greatest idea ever because the kids have a difficult time just throwing their clothes in the bin.
To even get them in the bin.
To even in the bin.
Let alone
just
folded
get it in the bin, guys.
and into a drawer. right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for the kids, it's fantastic.
Okay.
And they change their clothes all the time, or never.
Or they pull them all out
Like,
looking for something, then you just push them all back in.
So
push the bin in.
So no, for the kids, it's great.
Yeah. All right, let's head into the kitchen and talk about open shelves and why what we ended up with actually was perfect, even though I wanted more and Tom wanted less. So a few years ago, we gave our kitchen a makeover, and I actually wanted all of this wall to be open shelves because it just seemed like cute and trendy, and I'm like, we don't have a lot of dishes, it'll be easy to keep it looking nice. Your preference would have been
all cabinets. Make it functional. Let's hide our dishes.
Keep it out of sight, right? That's a cricket. Keep it out of sight. And so we compromised on just having this section of open shelves and then the rest cabinets. But in hindsight, I'm glad that we didn't do any more open shelving because at the time I didn't realize, like, I'm a ladybug. I actually like everything out of sight. Like, I love having my counters completely cleared off, and I really like being able to put stuff behind cabinet doors and drawers and not having to look at it. So had we done that whole wall in open shelves, that actually works against my organizing style, and I think I would have got tired of it pretty quickly. So I'm trying to say you were right, like that we didn't do all of open shelves.
Oh, I thought you meant I was right, as in that should be a closed cabinet.
No, I like that. I'm glad we have that little bit that we can decorate and put some stuff on, hang my mugs on.
Function over fashion, Dawn.
It functions, it's fine, but we have enough cabinet space and drawer space in our kitchen, so I don't feel like we were sacrificing anything or that we don't have enough storage space now. So it has been really helpful though to learn how we organize differently, because now that I can understand, like you said, you're not controlling, right? It was just you like things a certain way, and now that I can appreciate that about you, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll tell him to move the stuff. Like, I won't move it for him.
Well, and even like this, like, I would prefer it to be different, but I'm not gonna judging Dawn or criticizing Dawn for any of it. Like, it looks great. Like, it looks great in real life. It looks great in videos. It doesn't bother me that we have less storage, which we do. We have less storage. But backing up, I would have.
You still would have preferred.
Still caved and given Dawn what she wanted. So.
So it has been really helpful, I think, to know how we organize. It gives me a lot more confidence now, knowing my organizing style. And I think too, even when I was reading to Tom, like, oh, crickets often put off organizing because you want to do it right. You're like, yes, exactly, right? Like, it was actually very validating.
Why do it more than once, Dawn?
We'll put the link down below. If you haven't taken the quiz, you should definitely take it and learn your Clutterbug style. I'd love to know too, like, what your style is, and if you and other people in your household don't always see eye to eye. The other thing we have learned is that, like, whoever spends the most time in that space, they get to organize it.
See, this is another argument now.
So a lot of, like, you'll see in my organized house tour that most of the house inside is Ladybug style because I manage it, but Cass also says that you tend towards the macro organizer and the visual. Luckily, neither of us are visual organizers, so we didn't have to worry about that, but you do actually tend towards macro categories then. So sorry, Tom, that's the rules. Cass came up with that, not me. All right, well, did you have something?
I'm good. I was gonna, but I should restrain.
Okay. Well, now we'll head outside. We want to give you a little garden update and tree update. We came up with like a hack for watering the trees, which has been helpful. Actually, when it comes to the garden, I think we've pretty much been on the same page with that.
Yes.
So we'll show you what we've been up to out there.
And most things in life. It's
I mean, really, at the end of the day,
it's really just organization. Otherwise, beyond that, we're like, I don't even need to talk to her because actually, I want to talk all the time. You're the one who don't want to talk.
We also want to show you what we've been up to in the garden. I'm trying to think, Tom, if organization applies here.
I would say it probably does.
Tom went straight for the strawberry. So here, I'll sneak over here past the asparagus. This is our strawberry bed, and there's actually some trees growing in it, and Tom said we can't transplant them till fall now, so they have to just stay there, but we want to transplant them. They're also growing in the walkway too, but you hate to pull out perfectly good plants, so I don't know, we're gonna leave them for right now and then decide what we're gonna do with them. You're like the kids eating the strawberries. All right, let's show the other stuff we have going on, then you can find more strawberries. So this is our asparagus bed. So you harvest it in the spring and then you let it grow out, and it'll stay like this the rest of the summer. So we actually orientated the whole garden around this because this was here when we moved in.
So here we have tomatoes. Bird.
I don't even know what that is.
Crying for dear life, I don't know. We have a bunch of tomatoes, which I don't actually care about this bed. This is the bed I care about. This is cucumber plants. There's a couple. I also care about these beds, which look like they're growing weeds, but they're also growing other things. So these 3 beds are sweet corn, which they also may look like there are other things growing, but there are. Maybe we got them in a little late, but it'll be fine. And then over here, I don't even know what any of that is.
Those are peppers and cherry tomatoes and 1 zucchini plant.
Yeah, we don't actually have a whole lot of variety planted in our garden.
Well,
Fairly simple people.
So we also have in the rock bed, we have 2 different kinds of squash, and there's some strawberries in there. We have bushes that are called honeyberries. We planted like 4 years ago. They bloomed this spring, and I don't know if they're actually gonna have berries on them. And then we also have some raspberries that need to be dug out of the weeds. What are you smiling about?
All the asparagus behind you looks like just this big massive weed.
Yeah, it's really messy looking. I want to put like a little kind of like fence structure around it to at least keep it contained, because it starts to like flop out of the bed. And then it seeds itself into the mulch here. So we have a little more weeding and mulch to put down. We didn't, last year it kind of just all went crazy. So we were trying to get it back under control this year. So we have a little more mulch to put back down, a little more weeding and that kind of stuff, but we wanted to get everything planted, and we did. And we had also, when we built these beds 3 years ago, Tom did like put in the infrastructure to put irrigation in it. So we'll probably work on getting that, like getting that all installed. But
yeah, now it's the easy part left. It's just running the little drip lines, and then turning the water on, and then adjusting the valves. Which,
yeah, the hard work has been done. So now it's just keeping it up, and then we just put the plain wood chips around the plants to help keep weeds down. And that's been working pretty good. I mean, you still have to weed some, but not anything compared to if they weren't down. And it keeps the moisture in. We also, because this soil is so heavy and we had drainage problems the last couple of years, we mixed in sand and aged chicken manure with it in some of the beds.
We actually mixed in a lot of sand.
Yeah, a lot of sand to help get them to drain better. So we're hoping that they will drain better, because the tomatoes and cucumbers didn't do so well last year. When we get a big rain, they were just like sitting in water, and they don't like that.
Although this summer we have yet to have rain, so
yeah, that has not been the problem.
Maybe we shouldn't have done that this year, but
why don't we go? We'll show our watering system for our trees now and give a little update on our trees. A very sad update on our trees.
Before we do that, I'm gonna go get some more strawberries.
So this is where we've been planting trees to try and create a windbreak and also more privacy.
So the big trees that we planted last year are they're an elm. I don't remember what, St. Croix elm, that's what they are. They're awesome because they're so big. They're supposed to grow fairly fast. They're having a little bit of trouble right now because it's been so dry. We've been watering them a lot, but I don't know.
We might have
missed a little stretch.
A little bit longer than we should have a couple waterings ago. So we came up with a system now. Do you want to explain how we're watering them now? Yeah,
so right now, the grower that we've been buying most of these trees from, he said that we should be giving them a slow drip water. So what we did was we took 5-gallon buckets and we drilled just one tiny little hole in the very bottom of it. What we used to do is we used to have the kids or us walk around and run a timer, and we would water each tree based on a certain amount of time. Now what we're doing is we're filling up about 20 of these full of water, and then we're pointing it so it just slowly drips onto the base of the tree. And it probably takes 40 minutes or so to empty this entire 5-gallon bucket. So we're telling ourselves that is slow enough to water the trees all the way down where they need it the most.
Yeah.
This poplar is probably one of the best looking ones we have.
So we planted these 4 years ago. They're supposed to be like 20 feet tall now.
They are supposed to be enormous right now.
Yeah.
We're hoping that it was from lack of water why they never really took off. And so we've been doing the heavy watering to all these too. I do believe they're looking better than they ever have. They're still outrageously small. So yeah, that's how we've been watering the trees. This row here of smaller ones, these are
Sugar maples.
sugar maples. These are sugar maples. I think we put 100 in the ground. They too are also haven't grown the greatest, which maples grow amazing here. Like a maple tree that just naturally grows off of a seedling that fell on the ground, it'll grow as tall as me in 2 years.
Well, like those ones in the garden that we showed in the strawberries, that's 1 year of growth, and these we've had planted for 2 or 3 years now, and they're not doing anything.
Right.
So.
And so we're hoping that by giving them all very consistent water, that will help them jump out of the ground.
Yep.
So
We'll
yeah.
just keep watering them.
Yep.
And we haven't had a lot of rain here. Everything
in like 3
needs rain.
weeks. It's been in the 90s and no rain for 3 weeks or more.
Yeah, so we're hoping it's coming soon.
Yeah.
But thank you to Cass for including us. It's fun to see everyone else's Clutterbug styles too, so we'll put the playlist down below. And we'll be watching Hot Mess House, the premiere, along with you tonight. All those details are below as well. We love you, we hope you have a great weekend, and we'll see you again soon.
Bye-bye.